Hello, Patriots. My name is Amit, and this is what I'm talking about. I think it's fair to say that we Indians do have a knack for expressing our patriotism in popular media.
मैं सिर्फ एक पुलिस ऑफिसर नहीं हूँ, मैं इंडियन हूँ, इंडियन।
Sure, this is one. And of course,
मुझे स्टेट्स के नाम ना सुनाई देते हैं, ना दिखाई देते हैं। सिर्फ एक मुल्क का नाम सुनाई देता है, इंडिया।
and yes, my favorite.
वो सब जानने के लिए मैं मनोज कुमार की पूरब और पश्चिम की डीवीडी आपको भेज दूंगा। इन्हें दे देना।
And Namaste.
Then we also have I Love My India theme in our reality shows at least twice a year. And at the same time, we also find these themes integrated in the narrative of our TV shows to celebrate the independence of our country. And it's not something recent. We've been doing this for decades. Unlike the original shows that inspired ours. Also, it's not exclusive for television. In movies, we've been exploring this sense of nationalism in us for years, even through different genres, now more than ever. In fact, nowadays, we are experiencing this abundant resurgence of movies with patriotic and social reform themes, making the Independence Day weekend a prime time for the release of these movies. Which is good because it does lend a sense of ceremonial and ritualistic feeling to our viewing experience, thus giving a traditional aspect to the celebration of this auspicious occasion. And to make money, yes, to cash in our patriotic sentiments. There, I said it.
No regrets.
Which isn't necessarily wrong.
No.
There is real value to seeing particular movies in a particular atmosphere. Like for example, Shershaah, which is due release this week, was initially slated to be released in July of last year, but was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, had it been released when it was going to, I doubt that it would have that same patriotic element to it that a lot of people will, when they'll see it on, I presume, this Sunday. At least it wouldn't for me. I mean, honestly, it's silly to even see things on that level. Good movies work on their own regardless of their release date. I mean, nobody watches a movie while thinking what date it is. But there is for me a much more important question to be asked. Do these movies have any real impact? It is, I admit, a difficult question to answer, but I think a research published in the Global Journal of Human Social Science by Manju Kataria, named as The Learning Approach of Youth Regarding Patriotic Movies, is a key if you were to attempt to answer it. In a poll conducted for this research, 170 participants, 50% boys and 50% girls, were surveyed about the movies they watch, what specifically they watch their movies for, their favorite genres, and checked whether it included patriotic films, and if those movies influenced them in some way, and what kind of emotions did these patriotic films promote. In this study, they concluded about patriotic films that these movies taught them about love and oneness for the country. More importantly, they found an educational function these movies delivered about history, opportunity, and freedom, while also invoking a sense of liberty and motivation, which I am assuming must be a delightful thing for a filmmaker like Rajkumar Hirani to hear, since his intention for making a movie like Lage Ro Munna Bhai were of a similar kind.
लगे रो में भी ये था कि मैं जितना मैंने पढ़ा था थोड़ा बहुत जो मैं जानता था गांधी जी के बारे में, फिर कभी दोस्तों से मिलता था तो मैंने देखा था कि गांधी बैशिंग एक फैशन बन गया था कि कोई भी कह देगा अरे वो गांधी जी की वजह से हमारा पार्टीशन हुआ। उनको थोड़ा सा कुरे दो, उनसे पूछो कि क्यों आपको ऐसा क्यों लगता है, तो पता लगता था कि वो सरफेस पे ऐसे ही कह रहे हैं। तो मैं कहता था आप जानते नहीं हो इस बारे में, आप क्यों कमेंट कर रहे हो।
I think it's fair to say that these movies aren't just fulfilling a purpose of mere entertainment for a few hours, but to move and inspire us. And that nationalistic pride element behind it only goes to further invigorate our own desires for victory, freedom, and liberty. So here we are. It's the 75th Independence Day of India this year. Here's hoping these movies, even on a streaming platform, do induce those same kind of emotions like most of our favorite films have over the years. Here's wishing you all a happy Independence Day.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram। एहसास थोड़ा तो जगाएं अपने दिलों में हम। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, क्या नाम है अपना जहां में, खड़े हैं कहाँ पे हम। वंदे मातरम, वंदे मातरम, चले हैं कहाँ पे हम